My next question is, how can families encourage an inclusive environment that empowers girls and supports their dreams? I would like to call upon our guest, Anil Simon. How can families encourage an inclusive environment and empower girls and support their dreams?
Thank you all for giving me this topic and an opportunity to speak first time in front of you. And that is just to give you a brief background, I am not that much comfortable in speaking in front of the audience, and that is the reason I have joined the Toastmaster. So thank you again for putting me on the spot on the second meeting itself. So going back to the topic, if I talk about my own house, there is a clear discrimination because I have more women or girls in my house as compared to men. Because I am blessed with two daughters and I have, need to say a wonderful wife. So she is not around, but I think the message will go to her so that I have a peaceful and a delicious dinner on a weekday. Oh, sorry, on a weekend. Saying that, I think. In probably our Asian country, as somebody has mentioned, it was more about the man word. Now the things are changing and it is becoming gender equality. Now, when I'm talking about the gender equality, it begins from my home. And I saw my kids, some of the aspirations, whether it was playing a basketball or getting involved into some active sports. Earlier, it was not there. During my time, when I see my eldest, I'm the youngest in my family, and eldest was my sister. She was not that much involved in physical sports or activities and other things. However, when I see my kids, getting involved apart from the academic curriculum and other things, I feel so proud and I'm motivating them. So one of my dreams, I wanted to join an army and I wanted to become an army captain or soldier or something like that. If one of my daughter, and that is why I'm preparing for them, if they join any such kind of an activity, something like a pilot or some kind of, not a, I'm an accountant, I do not want that to be in a closed door. I want them to involve themselves in something which is very, very interesting, which I could not achieve, right? So having said that, I think the world is moving towards that and we all have leveraged ourselves and looking forward that it does not matter. The gender does not matter at all. Thank you.
It's really in a fun mood today.
Yeah.
Share a personal story of a woman who has positively influenced her life and explain how she made an impact. For this, I would call Toastmaster. Share a personal story of a woman who has positively influenced your life and explain how she made an impact.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and even topic master. Yeah, this point is very true that I have got so many stories, but all those stories are of romance, love only. I don't have but interesting stories, but one of the stories which I will just share in a minute, I will try to share. Used to like one girl. And yeah, I mean, there were out of lot of girls, but the reason is because that girl was there from my childhood school days. Okay. Then in our Christian, in our Catholic, we have some ceremonies. When you reach to the second standard, there is something called as communion. after that there is something called as confirmation, which is before the marriage. And believe me, this girl was always there like when it was convenient, and even in the confirmation ceremony also. So I had an eye always with on her, like and until 10th standard we were together only. But I remember the time when my heart broke was in Mumbai. There's a place called as Vashi. Many of you might be knowing. So I was with my friends in that mall and I saw this girl with someone else. So that time my heart broke. But it's like many of the people they tell and they think that may she live peacefully, happily wherever she is. So even my thinking was that same. Like even if she is not in my life, let her live peacefully wherever she is. So even after a lot of things, like I got her into my Facebook account, and even we are there in a common group of WhatsApp also. So lately, what I understood is like she lost her husband during COVID, and she has got two kids, one girl and one boy. But and what we had like a year back, we had like 10th standard or what you can say reunion, one day reunion, and this girl was also over there. But one thing what I noticed that still I can see that refreshment in her face, that smiling face, as if like she didn't face any kind of issue, and she told this in a very easy way that during this COVID that my husband passed away, but yes, life keeps moving. So that created a very positive impact on me. Like even if her partner is not no more, but she started working and she taking care of her children, and still like she's living a happy life. So this is one of the stories which I remember from my past. Back to you, Devon.
Okay, the wife's happy now. These are talking.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Murli, are you thinking of your story? Do you have something to share? We might be all have been recorded. We have, before we move on, just quickly, we have a new member with us today, Toastmaster Gita. And she has a very interesting perspective on things which I just observed during the break. So just one quick question to you. Who do you think, according to you, who is more likely to initiate conversation with a stranger? A man or a woman? That is quick.
Yeah,
The goal number.
they are looking for a chance. The question actually is incomplete a little because that answer seems to be like who opens a conversation with a woman.
Who is more likely to initiate conversation?
With a stranger.
With a stranger. Okay, with a stranger, yeah. But still her answer is
Basically, strangers, because so many. So, they are
yeah, there you go. So you have your answer.
That she mentioned strangers.
But still I'll move on to the next. Okay, great. I hope you all are having a lot of fun here. So here we are at the last section of the meeting. And it's one of the most important sections of the meeting, the general evaluation. To conduct this session, I would like to call upon this stellar lady with a sweet and charming smile. We admire her commitment and consistency. No introduction, we very well. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. So yes, this is Toastmaster Raya, and I'm really glad to be here after, I don't know, every time I come, I would say I will be coming frequently, but it's happened that I disappear for 1 to 2 months, then I appear. So well done everyone for today's meeting. So as a general evaluator, my role was to observe the meeting from the beginning till the end, and now the time where I will share my observation by giving what we did well as a member during the meeting and where we can improve in our performance and to be as the top as usual as we all know WMC Toastmaster Club. So to start, let me start by calling the timer to tell us the time taken by the speaker. So may I have the timer? Toastmaster Anita.
Toastmaster Praboda, 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Toastmaster Emmanuel, 7 minutes and 26 seconds. Then Kevin Promise, Toastmaster 2 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Vivek, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Owen, 1 minute 25 seconds. And our guest, 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Norman, 2 minutes 30 seconds.
So all are qualified. So we can give them. So moving on, we will come to the evaluator, who is going to tell us the time, will share their evaluation on our speaker and how they can improve in the future. So let us go start by calling the first evaluator, Toastmaster Leopold, who evaluated Toastmaster Leopold to share their evaluation.
Good evening, everyone, once again.
You
This speech I'm going to evaluate in 3 different phases. The pathway, the speech objectives, and the content. The pathway is mastering presentation. So we saw a beautiful presentation today. I don't know whether it was a technical glitch or it was done purposely, but then it was just halfway, half the screen. But I liked it. I really liked it. And probably in the mastering presentation pathway, you can use this or try it in some different way, because usually what happens is when there is a slide, we tend to come to one side of the screen so that the view is not obstacle. But here what was happening is it was just probably going above his head. So he could easily move on the stage. At the same time, we could see all the slides properly. So probably this is another way who can look at it. I liked it. Objective of the speech was awareness about body language and facial expressions. So probably he gets 9 out of 10 in that. He started that presentation with 2 slides, and then I could hear those words like, wow, beautiful. So we all started looking into those slides, and the way he was explaining all those photos, we could see that joy on his face, because that was some place very much close to his heart, and that was his face was showing that. Then he started talking about the trees, the mangoes, and he took a nice pause in between. When he spoke about those trees getting cut, his voice became soft. Prabodha, you are a very soft-spoken person. What I'll suggest you is, like, there was a nice place in between where you could have become more strong and could have shown your anger. When you told about the trees which were getting cut, plus the another trees which were planted, which were useless, that was the time where you should have come out of your soft-spoken skills and you should have shown some anger, some frustration. About the contents, wow, it was such a wonderful speech which took us from his village memories to a very strong message. What I'll suggest him is go ahead with this speech, polish it a bit, and spread it on social media. It has got a very, very strong message. This should reach to all those people who love nature. Wish you all the very best for your next projects as well, and I would like to see this more and more on social media.
Thank you, Toastmaster Leopold, for the evaluation. Moving to the next evaluator, may I ask Toastmaster Sru So, Leader, to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Emmanuel speech.
What is a challenge? A call to prove or justify something. A challenge is also being an evaluator for an international speaker who will probably be delivering his next speech at Miami. So, if you ask me how do I feel now, I definitely feel challenged. But I'll try to justify my role here today. Blessed with the most catchy and all octaves reflected in your voice. Manuel, the moment Manuel opens his mouth, it catches the attention of every audience in the room throughout the speech. So that is your biggest plus point. And I was impressed with the way you actually started your speech because talking about connections, and then I think introducing Mr. Jeff, how you were Mr. Jeffrey introduced you to Toastmasters, and how you connected with the whole concept of the world of connections was really good. Certain thoughts like human beings are designed to network actually displays your expertise in the topic that you are actually talking about. And the gist of your speech was that every tool that man has invented is beneficial, but the catch is where you decide the right proportion of it. Of course, a good message for everyone to take away. But every speech is an objective. So your speech objective was understanding of social media to enhance and establish a new social media presence, or to share your experience while in building a social media presence. So what should have been the gist or the focus of the speech actually was reduced to maybe 2 or 3 sentences in your speech. Of course, you mentioned you had mentioned that social media has helped you to establish your kingdom, your presence in this island. But then I somehow felt your focus should have been more on your experience on building the social media presence. That is what I felt, because that should have been the focus of your speech, which just remained to be 2 or 3 sentences throughout your speech. Then we also spoke about the dopamine, the reward hormone, and how being in social media, how the dopamine forces us to be in the social media for more time. But then somehow I felt that you were struggling to connect the concept to what you were trying to, the concept of social media, because soon after you spoke about dopamine, you said that what I'm trying to say here is that I somehow felt that you're not very confident about taking this topic and connecting it to the theme that you're talking about. On the whole, it was a well-titled speech with a life message for all of us to follow, and with a lot of confidence. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Leader, for the evaluation. And may I have the final report for the evaluator, please? Thank you, timer. Thank you. So let me now call the grammarian. No, sorry, art counter first. So can I have the art counter report by Toastmaster Siatra? Sitra? My goodness.
Begin there. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Priyanka, had about 1 arm, and your face actually repeated the word hand. Toastmaster Surula Patari, 2 arm, 1 arm, 2 and repeated words like well, okay, 2 times each. Toastmaster Ovid, 1 arm, 1 Toastmaster Meeting, one for Toastmaster Meeting, one repeated the word the 2 times. Toastmaster Praboda, one 2 and repeated the word and 2 times. Toastmaster Emmanuel is very difficult to find in English. The word and was repeated 2 times. Toastmaster Vivek, once. And Norman, Toastmaster Norman, once. The word so was repeated 2 times. And our guest,
Anil.
Toastmaster Anil. Mr. Anil repeated the word once and 4 times and used the word twice and twice.
Thank you, Counselor Toastmaster Zero. Before I go this one, let me just say a few things about the meeting, the content and what we can improve in the upcoming meetings. So the meetings were really prepared very well. And for the men, you don't know what the ladies were doing behind the scene. Actually, they created a WhatsApp group and they were chatting there what they are going to do in the meeting.
Oh God.
So this is a big round of applause. And for unfortunately or for good of you, I couldn't participate with them in that chat. I was there, but I didn't participate. So I share them in the crime of being for attacking. So well done for having the theme and everything is related with the theme, which is the celebration of Women's Day. Of course, it's Women's Day, but at the end, we are living in the 21st century. It's not only women, it's a man and a woman. I don't know who has created this because together we can flourish this earth, not one of us. So happy day for all of us here, men and women. This session was short, to the point, the presidential address, again, within the team. I have one suggestion for all the officers. In the future, if anyone of the officers is not able to attend the meeting, one of the things that we used to do within the Toastmaster is to have a stand-in officer. So you can call one of the members and ask her to sit in your place and give your report, instead of just keep the place empty and we don't know about the report, or instead of asking the president to mention the report. It is a good way to keep everyone involved, because by that you are also preparing another person in the future to take the role. So keep doing that. The all role players mentioned their roles very well, so they read the role, what their responsibility, what they have to do, and they did it really excellent in an excellent way. One suggestion when you are explaining the role is always good, because we have a guest, so it would be always good to mention that by the end of the meeting you are going, or later on you are going to present your report up until when you give a call by the general evaluator. So the audience and the guests will know that you are going later on to present the report at some stage within the meeting. This number 1. Then general comment, I will hand off to the VP Education and to all members who came forward and be part of this meeting to make it really fun and enjoyable for all who participate in answering the question, which the ladies throw at you with confidence, and I loved your answers as well. One suggestion for the VP Education is, because I don't know if it is the club way, because I noticed in the agenda there is this in the education session. We don't have this speech title. As far as I remember, we usually have the speech title within the table. So it will be good for all members to know in advance this, because we have the information about this speech except the title. So it will be good, in my suggestion, to have the title within the table as well within the agenda. The second thing, I love the way we change the master ceremonies within with the table topics, change the way we perform or conduct the table topics instead of making it in one session. So everyone is listening carefully because maybe the care will be on him or her to come forward and ask the question. The question also was really done, chosen very well because it is related to the theme and to see how the men actually are empowering us as ladies. So well done. So let me ask you to give all the men who participated in the table and in the question which was thrown to you by the master of ceremonies in this way. So finally, we started on for 3 minutes after 4 with 18 members, which not bad, but it's better because I know that WMC Toastmaster always start at 4. So by 4, the sergeant arms will come and together to get the attention and call the president for the meeting. So let us keep this tradition. Start at 4. Even if all the members is not here, this is what we used to do. Any member here, we start at 4 and our members will come later on and they will enjoy the meeting. So let us keep that. Other than this, I think we did really a great meeting with all the people here, the enthusiasm, and everyone was willing to answer the difficult, some of the questions difficult and hard, but you did really well in answering the question. Finally, note will be to the master of ceremonies, who did really a great job by, the change in the agenda, working with the ladies behind the scene to have really an enjoyable meeting. I did not finish because we have one last role player to give a report. And may I ask the grammarian, Toastmaster Kayani, to mention that?
Everyone. The word encompass today, it was used by many members. Anita used it once, Yashodhan used it once, Emmanuel used twice, Vivek used it once, and Priyanka once. Then moving on to the improper grammatical use, just I'm waiting for this could be rephrased as I'm just waiting for this. By listening this voice, it could be by listening to this voice. He catch the fish, he caught the fish. The word very best is not necessary. The word best itself is enough. Let me took you, the suggestion is let me take you. Then can enlighten here, can attain enlightenment here. And I always had an eye on her, could be said in a way, positive way, like as I was always attracted towards her, or I always would talk to her. And the quotes or the thoughts or the words that I liked were remarkable eloquence, ready to scale greater heights. The knife is not dangerous. The man handling the knife is dangerous. Social chaos, resistance to change. Also, technology is a digital highway. And the last is, my work shapes me into a better person. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead and vote, and we got the end of the good usage of English. So, and that shows how we are listening. All the words there were listening, each member who spoke today. So before I hand the control back to the MC, let me just share and say something about inclusion and inspiring, since it is a Women's Day. And so I joined, I was telling also some of our members, so I joined WMC in Toastmaster in 2015. I am a Toastmaster since 2009, but I joined this club in 2015. team. The beauty about this club is how they encompassed me and included me. So I didn't feel a stranger here within the club. To be honest with you, I came again. I'm a Bahraini. All my friends is Bahraini. I have a colleagues from the university which is not Bahraini. But again, I was telling my colleague, my first master here, but they are the same professional, and I have been with them for many years. But to join the club with a new people with a new professional and different background, that was really an opening and enlightening experience for me. That's why since I joined the club, I didn't leave. I didn't feel that I am a stranger. So all the people there, I know some of them changes with through the years, some left, some joined. So it was really, and it is still really an enriching experience for me. And I thank everyone here in the club for, helping me in this journey, for shaping me as well to see and to see the beauty of Bahrain. We are living on this island, all of us. And this was the opportunity for me to meet people from different backgrounds. I couldn't have it in my department because again, we are a small department in the country. So well done, Toastmaster, WMC Toastmaster, keep it up, and I look forward to the upcoming meetings. By that, let us hand the control back to our lovely MC.
She told about her association with Toastmasters and with WMC. She was one of our ex-presidents.
The polls are shared on the group. Please vote for the different categories. All right, we are right on time, and I see that Toastmaster Prajosh has not spoken today. So let's hear his feedback on the meeting before we conclude. Toastmaster Prajosh.
Good evening, hello, Toastmasters.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
I had a basically the reason why I joined Toastmasters was I lack public speaking. I'm good at my colleagues or my professional experience. I have been good at writing, but public speaking I get conscious. And this thing was identified by one of my a fatherly figure, Mr. Suresh Khanna, and he brought me here. So I'm learning, developing some great listening skills, attributions, which practically in a working in a professional working space, these things are noticed or taken into consideration against us, which I think I would be developing to the my best of. Thank you so much.
Perfect. And I totally relate to you. We both are sitting in the same boat. So thank you so much. Before I conclude, I just, Googled a disclaimer, just not to be put on spot after all, whatever I have said and all the questions I have asked. So the views expressed in this meeting do not reflect the views of Toastmaster International or the organization hosting this meeting. Any content presented is for educational and personal development purposes only. This meeting does not aim at any specific individual or gender, and it does not intend to hurt any value, beliefs, or sentiments. So now I can as women and an integral part of the society, we need to believe in ourselves, speak up, challenge the social conditioning, connect with other women who share similar values, and help them find their paths. A small effort can help achieve true inclusion and make the world a fairer, more inclusive place where everyone has a chance to shine. As I said in the beginning, I will repeat,
If the door is not open, break it down. But that does not mean my doors are intact at home, because the 1.5 men in my house, they know that they cannot close the doors on me. So shine on, ladies, just not today, but every day. Back to you, Madam President. Okay, you can clap for you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Today, I think the Women's Day, the day was just justified by her role today. So can we have the guest feedback before we go to the prize distribution and like award distribution? Right? That is not the right.
Prize, lot of us new member induction followed by.
That's very cool. So it's time for inducting our new member. May I call the VP membership to kindly take over?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to our special induction ceremony on this International Women's Day. This is also a special for our club as we welcome three outstanding women who are following us on their Toastmaster journey. This ceremony marks the beginning of an exciting journey to our new members, filled with opportunities for personal and professional growth. As we celebrate the achievement of women around the world today, let's also celebrate the commitment of these new members to improving their communication and leadership. Let us support and encourage the new members, Toastmaster Sitara, Toastmaster Anita, and Toastmaster Ida on this journey ahead. Please come forward. Thank you. You may please go with our surgeon announce to the outside of this room. So we have a secret discussion about you. I'm wondering why we are doing this, because they are officially our member. I have introduced them in our group, and there is an agenda clearly with an induction ceremony. And then we are coming up with asking whether we should take them on board or not. Yeah.
This is just a traditional age-old practice. It is there in many organizations. It's a very American way of actually asking the existing members if they would be part of an elite organization or not, or if the members have any objection.
But if we are without all these